we knew it'd be June before we would have the information that we need. Our goal is to educate our Charleston Restaurant Association members and allies and related businesses with what the act means to their business, how it affects their business. So we'll answer many questions and clear up many misconceptions today about this act. And I'd like to thank the Restaurant Association staff, Kathy, Monique, and Jenny, for putting this together, and especially thanks to Mike Sabo for affording us this room here. The insurance companies will have material to hand out to you afterwards here. You'll be able to contact them. We've got four experts. Y'all are experts, aren't you? In the business right there. We got Brandon Guess, who's going to be the moderator. We got Colin Smoke with the McLaughlin Smoke Agency. Next, we got Todd Stevenson with Hub International and Tom Swain with the Gilston Agency. We have met with these guys previously with our committee. So we have an advisory committee of Bill Hall, who extended his condolences. He would not make it today. Kerry Chastain with Moe's, Eli Hyman, Jenny McLeese with T-Bones Group, Steve Carroll, and myself. We're on an advisory committee, and we got these guys to come out here to do this. This is going to be probably one of the biggest challenges in the restaurant business we face all year. It could be the most expensive thing that comes up in our restaurants. We are still waiting on federal regulators to release all the details that we have to comply with. There were 20,000 pages written about this act. I guess Steve Kidd has read them all and understands them. But we're here today not to fight the act and not to fight the law and not to figure out how to get around it, but how to comply with it. And that's what these guys do best, is how to comply with it. You need to talk to your legal advice and your accountants on how to possibly fight it if you want to do that. But that isn't what this conference is about. We're here to ask questions about what are the premiums, how do we hire a consultant, how do we hire these guys, to ask questions. There's little index cards that are right up here. I don't know if they were passed around. Were they passed around?
Yeah.
And you can write your questions on those index cards, and Brandon's going to ask the questions just so it doesn't become repetitive. But this smaller group will be able to raise hands and ask questions here later on in the group here. Some of the buzzwords that you've all heard: minimum essential coverage, full-time employees, what is a large employer, the look-back period, minimum value, affordable coverage, safe harbor. All these buzzwords will be reviewed today. The format is that Brandon's going to get up and do a presentation of what the Affordable Health Care Act is. And then we're going to go and introduce each member of the panel, and they're going to do a 5-minute welcome and tell them about what they're here for today. And then we'll go through the Q&A session of it right there. Raise your hands, be polite. These guys are up here on their own time to educate us and to help us out. With that, thank you, Brandon. If you could take the stage.
Thanks, John. Okay, well, let's see if we can talk about PPACA. That's the term that many of us are using in the industry. I have a presentation that I'm going to go over, and I'm going to go kind of quickly because trying to cover PPACA in a 2-hour presentation would be impossible. So we're going to go through it, but if you have a particular point you want to stop and ask a question about, feel free to do so, and we can try to explain it. We're very fortunate we have experts with us today that can answer all your questions, and I think it'll be a good event. So with that, I'd like to just kind of review first some of the highlights of 2000 on if you're offering flexible spending accounts. Now you have a $2,500 limit on flexible spending accounts, and that over-the-counter medications are no longer reimbursable. You're probably aware if you have more than 250 people, you have the W-2 reporting of the value of health coverage. You understand that Medicare payroll tax increases on wages exceeding $200,000. You're probably aware of the mandated preventative care services that are covered at 100% without any patient liability if you're a non-grandfathered health plan. You may have received some medical loss rebate checks from your insurance carriers, and you asked one of us or